DramaCityProductions.com.
You're plugged in for the Podcast Wrestling Society, where you can get dynamic weekly pro wrestling and MMA-related content. Give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PODWRES Society so that you can stay in the know.
Space is the place, and the sky's the limit.
And if you like what you hear, give us a 5-star review and hit that subscribe button.
Woo! 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 Woo!
Now, your host, he is the one and only Troy Adams. This podcast is dedicated to the memory of Dynamite Kid, who died today at the age of 60. Rest in peace, Tom Billington, and long live the Dynamite Kid.
Welcome to the most exciting time on your podcast app. It's Wrestling Wednesday, brought to you by the Podcast Wrestling Society. I'm your loving leader, benevolent host, Midwest Monster, and the former anonymous Raw General Manager, Troy Adams. And joining me here today, he is the Jerry to my Jack Briscoe. Say hello to Greg. What up, Greg?
What up? God, you couldn't get any worse with that.
How was Jack and Jerry Briscoe bad? Jack is a former NWA champion.
We'll have to have a long discussion later on my opinion of them, but whatever.
You don't like the old school Briscoes?
I watched some of their old stuff. I don't see what's special about them. I just...
Well, I mean, in my defense, I haven't caught up on a lot of their old stuff, but I think there's a lot of hidden gems on the WWE network of Jack. I kind of wanted to go check out, so I will...
Well, hey, Jerry was in the hardcore evening gown match with...
God.
So, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. All right, well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is episode 20. Yay! We've been around for 20 episodes for the reboot. Yay!
We haven't been canceled yet.
Yeah. Well, the big thing about that is on episode 10, we kind of tried to change up the format a little bit and do more of a structured, formatted episode. And now, 10 episodes later, here on episode 20, we are changing it up a little bit once more, trying out a little experimental tactic here, where we will go through not just our format, which today we are closing out Russo in WCW Part 7. It is the end, bro. He's gone forever, bro.
And so is WCW.
God, yeah. Well, that limped along for a little while longer, and by God, you wouldn't have known that he wasn't booking anymore. But we'll get into all that. But, today we are also going to cover the news. I'm going to try to blow through some of that, because there is some big stuff to get through. And also, we are going to start something new. It is This Week in Wrestling History. Now, there's so much to get through on the show. I just grabbed a couple noteworthy things from the days surrounding the day that this podcast is going live. So, buckle in for that. But before we dive into all of our stuff, I want to let you know about our swag. I updated our SpreadShirt shop, and I will soon be updating our Redbubble shop as well. So, hey, you know what? Christmas is right around the corner, man. There are actually 2 merchandise shops that you can check out now. There's redbubble.com/people/podressociety, just like the social media handles. There you can see an entire portfolio of all of our artwork that you can get on a big variety of swag. There is also our newest shop. There's shop.spreadshirt.com/podcast-wrestling-society. On both of these sites, you can get a variety of swag, like clothes for men and women. We got shirts, tank tops, hoodies, ball caps, accessories. We got mugs, travel mugs, water bottles, phone cases, stickers, pins, posters, bags. We got drawstring bags, tote bags, duffel bags. You name it, we got it. And if we don't have it, hit me up and I will try to make it available for you. We've got a bunch of new stuff on there. Our joke/sayings here on the podcast, stuff that you can get. We've got Big Sweaty Men, pal. We've got We'll Set 'Em on Fire, then the Gone Forever, bro. And of course, there's our logos, like the regular podcast logo. There's our Wrestling Ring alternative logo. There's the old school Raw logo that says Wednesday Night PWS. There's the Ruthless Aggression Raw logo that just says PWS instead of Raw. A knockoff of the Ico Pro logo from the past that says PWS Pro. We've even got a variation of the UFC logo that says PWS, and there's the SmackDown Live variation of our logo. Like I said, go to redbubble.com/people/PodRest Like the social media handles. Check that out, or shop.spreadshirt.com/podcast-wrestling-society and get your official PWS swag. There's some great stuff you can get before the holidays, and there's plenty more still to come. And also, before we move on, I do want to let you know about trying to get everything updated on WrestlingWithWrestling.com. Head on over to WrestlingWithWrestling.com. There you can keep up with what's going on all across the wrestling world with their news and reports section. We don't get to cover everything here on the podcast because we try to just hit the big stuff, but here you can keep up with everything, big, small, in between, whatever. And whether it's in WWE or elsewhere across the wrestling world, it is there for your viewing and reading pleasure. There are also other great podcasts to keep up with stuff outside of the WWE, like the Smash This podcast that covers MLW Fusion if you want to keep up with MLW. There's Andre Corbeil's show, and there's friend of the show, Jacob Grandi. He's got the 205 Jive podcast that keeps up with 205 Live. There's a section for New Japan and Ring of Honor, indie wrestling from here in the States and abroad. And definitely go to the matches, interviews, and podcast section. That's where we hang out. WrestlingWithWrestling.com, covering all four corners of the ring. And while we're shilling everything here at the beginning of the show, I want to let you know how you can advertise with this here podcast and join the society. I say this each and every solitary week, and I can't say it enough. If you want to be an official paying member of the society, and why wouldn't you, and you have a product or a podcast or whatever that you want to get out there and advertise, definitely hit us up. Go to AdvertiseCast.com/podcast wrestling society. There you can see stats for the podcast, our reach for the podcast, and our social media. You can see an about me about the podcast and about me, your loving leader, benevolent host, and Midwest monster. You can see our very reasonable rates for 10, 15, 30, 60, or 120-second promos. Also, if you have some specifics, hit me up on social media or email me directly at JapaneseProWrestling@gmail.com. Again, that's AdvertiseCast.com/podcast wrestling society. And now that we're done shilling all of our stuff and our swag and our websites and all that good junk, do you think it's time we move on to This Week in Wrestling History, Greg?
Yes, but only if it's good.
Well, I can't promise all of it's good, but...
That was a bad pause.
Well, it's not bad. Not all of it, anyway. But let's get into it here. Here's our new sounder, bros.
What happened this week in wrestling history?
Ah, yes. Make it all regal and official. This week in wrestling history, bros. I'm going to start with December 4th, which, as of the posting of this, will be yesterday. It's Friday, December 4th, 2019. Let's start with some births and deaths. Umaga was born Umaga died. That's kind of the opposite. Umaga died from heart failure on December 4th, 2009. Man, I can't believe it's been that long. It's almost been a decade since Umaga died, man.
But either.
Crazy.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Here's another death. King Curtis Iaukea died December 4th, 2010. They didn't have a cause of death for him.
Oh man, I remember him in that hot as wildfire Dungeon of Doom. Man, that was.
Oh yeah, WWE couldn't keep up. All right, that was TV gold every single week. I loved, my favorite part of that whole thing was Hulk Hogan getting sucked into like that cave thing there, and oh
God,
just all the overacting and just everything. Where am I? There are no Hulkamaniacs here. All of it was great. Victor of the Ascension was born on this day, on December 4th, 1980, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Had no idea he was Canadian.
Who?
Victor of the Ascension.
Oh, I didn't either.
Yeah, so there you go. Learn something new. And Hiromu Takahashi was born December 4th, 1989, in Tokyo, Japan. There you go. Sunday, December 4th, 2016, was the date of WWE TLC. AJ Styles defeated Dean Ambrose in a TLC match. It got a 4.5-star rating from Uncle Dave.
Probably because he was there. That's the only reason.
Probably. Alexa Bliss defeated Becky Lynch in a tables match to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. She was the first ever woman to hold both the Raw and SmackDown Women's titles. And here you go. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton defeated Heath Slater and Rhino to become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
Boo.
Yeah. December 4th, 2004, ROH All-Star Extravaganza 2 is where Samoa Joe retained the ROH World title against CM Punk in a 4.5-star match, according to Uncle Dave. And these ones pertain to our subject at hand. On December 4th, 2000, WCW Nitro, the main event was Scott Steiner defeating General Rection.
That's Hugh G. Rection.
Yeah. That's
a real name.
Main event anywhere in the world. And December 4th, 1995, Lex Luger defeated Macho Man Randy Savage via disqualification to headline Nitro there. Moving on to this day in wrestling history, December 5th, 1940, Adrian Street was born in, I'm going to try it, Bryn Mawr, Wales. Larry Zbyszko was born on this day, 1953, in Chicago. And Dynamite Kid was born on this day in 1958 in Goulburn, England. Big league things in wrestling that happened on this day.
Huge.
On this day in 1980, New Japan's first annual MSG Tag League Show, Day 14. The only reason I have anything from this was because Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant wrestled to a draw in 3.5 minutes. Can you imagine those two in New Japan going to a draw in 3.5 freaking minutes? Whatever.
17.5 stars.
Oh, yeah. Well, it didn't happen in the Tokyo Dome, Greg, so you're wrong.
My mistake.
On this day in 2001, IWA Mid-South had their Indianapolis debut. And this day, 2004, TNA Turning Point 04. That's where America's Most Wanted defeated Triple X in a 6 Sides of Steel. That one is...
Was that Turning Point?
Turning Point 04, yep.
In my opinion, probably the greatest cage match in history. That was just...
It was
still
great.
To this day.
And
still to this day.
TNA, I don't know if they still do because I haven't watched TNA in years, but for years and years and years, when you and I were big marks for them, they showed a clip of this in every single highlight package they had where Primetime Elite Skipper walked the cage and Hurricane Rona'd Braden Walker, off the top of the 6 Sides of Steel. But yeah, that was great. And then on this day, 2010 was TNA's Final Resolution 2010. Not going to go over a lot of the card because there's a lot of stuff here. But there were apparently a couple really good matches. Rob Van Dam defeated Rhino in a First Blood match that went for 3.5 stars. And Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin retained their tag titles against Max and Jeremy Buck, Generation Me, a.k.a. the Young Bucks, in a Full Metal Mayhem match that went for 3 3/4 stars. Jeff Hardy defeated Matt Morgan to headline the event, and he retained the TNA title. So that wraps that day up. Now let's run through this final day here real quick. On December 6th, 2014, Gigolo Jimmy Del Rey died in a car crash, and Nick Bockwinkel was born December 6th, 1934, in St. Paul, Minnesota. Here's some interesting matches here for you. December 6th, 71, Pedro Morales retained the WWF Heavyweight title against Freddie Blassie in whatever the hell a Roman gladiator match is in Madison Square Garden. December 6th, 1979, New Japan's Sumo Hall show, Antonio Inoki retained the WWF World Heavyweight title. Didn't even know he was a champion. And a draw against Bob Backlund. Capital Carnage took place. You remember Capital Carnage?
Yeah.
That took place.
Wait, was that the UK one?
Yes.
That wasn't so bad.
The Rock retained the WWF title against X-Pac via disqualification. That's weird. And Stone Cold defeated Undertaker, Kane, and Mankind in a freaky fatal four-way match with special guest referee, the aforementioned Gerald Briscoe. This was all in 1999, December 6th. Nitro, December 6th, 1999. Norma Smiley retains the WCW Hardcore title against Rhonda Singh. Oh, man. Roddy Piper defeated Gerald and Patrick in a handicap match. And Goldberg defeated Jeff Jarrett in a lumberjack match with special guest referee Roddy Piper, who worked twice that night. So that is this week, in wrestling history. You want to blow through some news here real quick, bro?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is time for the news, bro. Silas Young re-signs with ROH, so he will not. The last real man is not going to be coming to WWE, unfortunately. Brody King and PCO Pierre Carl Ouellet signed with Ring of Honor. I guess
really?
I guess they have exclusive contracts with them now. Seems
okay.
Rumor has it that Ring of Honor is also trying to sign Tanahashi to an exclusive deal. That would be weird. I don't know how much English Tanahashi speaks, but Ring of Honor isn't very promo heavy, so I don't know if that's going to matter. Here's the big signing of the week. Walter officially signs with WWE. He's going to have to...
Yeah, everyone's losing their crap over that.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking they're going to send him to NXT UK.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah, so he might have to tone down his style, though, because from everything... I've never seen a full Walter match, but from everything I've seen and heard, he hits like a mother effer. So he might have to tone it down a bit. And here's some big signings. These guys report 3 big signings, quote-unquote, to WWE. They apparently have signed Trevor Lee, Sam Shaw, and ACH.
Wow, Sam Shaw, the nut?
Yeah, the guy who used to come out dressed like Dexter and was obsessed with Christy Hemme, for all of you that remember old school TNA.
Well, I mean, I was obsessed with Christy Hemme, too. But...
Oh, well, yeah. He pulled her through a hole in the cage during a cage match with Mr. Anderson. After threatening to throw himself off the top of the cage, and Mr. Anderson coaxed him down by saying, "Come on down, and I'll kick your ass." Great stuff. This is a weird story. I guess LAX was scheduled to face Evolve Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. You heard me right. That is a thing. But they were pulled from the show, LAX, I mean, and from all Evolve shows by Impact Wrestling. Apparently, Evolve came out and said Impact said that their guys cannot lose to WWE guys. Can't happen. So Evolve made each of the matches that LAX was going to be involved in triple threats, because they're like, well, okay, now neither team has to lose. They can beat the other team, you know? So everybody's happy. Well, Impact's still not happy. Said, nope, sorry. I don't care if you advertise the matches. No LAX. So Evolve said, screw you guys. We're never booking your talent ever again.
Oh, I didn't know that LAX was talent.
Wow. From what I heard, they're good. But, yeah, it's just like, what the? Wow. Impact Wrestling just screwed their guys out of paydays. So, good going, Impact. You still suck. And somebody else brought up, they were like, who is Impact to say our guys can't job to WWE guys? No, we're superior.
They are. They got, yeah.
OVE.
I knew you were going to say that.
I love mentioning them because I know Ramon like craps on them. He's like, their gimmick is they're from Ohio. I'm like, yeah,
it is. They were yelling at the crowd the whole thing. Oh, California sucks. It's funny. They were the only Impact guys to lose on that card.
They're not afraid
and
of doing
oddly
the
enough,
JOB.
they lost to some clowns who look like juggalos, and you said they were juggalos. So I just thought that was funny too.
Yeah, good stuff. I guess. Yeah. For all of you out there,
can you not be so liberal with good stuff, please? Thank you.
For all of you out there, let the record show Greg attended an Impact Wrestling show.
No, I told you I went to a BTW show like I always do, and they happen to be promoting Impact.
Mm-hmm.
Major coincidence.
Sure, we'll go with that.
It was not as good as APW, by the way. Anybody in California that listens, BTW is not that good anymore. APW blows it out of the water.
Huh. Well, how about that? And APW lost one of their top guys when Jeff Cobb went to Ring of Honor. It's another one of them big signings.
That one hurt. His exit speech was pretty cool.
ROH is making big moves, man. That'd be cool. One more match before he goes to the Big E, which I'm hoping for someday. He's that good.
Him and Samoa Joe one day.
Oh, man. Next up here is just, it's a story that we haven't covered yet, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it, see your opinions. Apparently, the members of, I don't know if it's all the members of the Elite or just the Bucks and Cody have trademarked the names The Elite and All Elite Wrestling and AEW. So there's speculation. Oh, and they trademarked apparently All Out. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Apparently, rumors are flying that they're starting their own promotion. Why the hell else would they trademark All Elite Wrestling? Doesn't really make sense. And there's a rumor. You said these two guys have come out and said, no, we're not a part of it. However, why would they come out and say, yeah, we're a part of it? Jim Ross and Chris Jericho have been rumored to be partners with them, like financial partners.
I don't know. Something tells me if this is all happening, it'd be bigger news right now.
They might be. My only speculation is it might be happening, and it's more of like kind of a behind the scenes thing. They're kind of keeping it quiet until everything is 100% confirmed, and they actually get a roster tied down and whatever. And I'm wondering if the threat of, this other promotion coming up with these guys who obviously have money if they're going to be starting a promotion, and there's quite a few of them pooling their money together. I'm wondering if that's why all of a sudden Ring of Honor's like, we're signing everybody we freaking can to exclusive deals. And, I mean, WWE doesn't really have to worry about anybody else, signing up talent that they don't have. But Ring of Honor and Impact, I can see them, it's like, well, we need to tie down our talent. Because, I mean, there's a difference between working for a promoter and then working for guys that you wrestle with and are friends with and stuff like that. There's more of an allure to that, I would say.
Yeah, but doing business with friends and family is never smart, so I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. They might be thinking, well, this might be more fun than, anywhere else. I will say...
Yeah, well, it's all fun until you want to get paid. And
yeah. Or when they tell you, hey, your match is cut because of time or, whatever. We'll see.
I mean, this is the exact same thing I heard when Tommy Dreamer launched House of Hardcore. And that's really done nothing. So that's why I'm hoping people don't get all excited.
I am reserving all opinions and all excitement until things are officially announced. Chris Jericho is further rumoring, like different stuff with, apparently he took a picture with Impact Wrestling executives the other day.
Or all his friends, so it doesn't shock me.
Yeah, that one I was like, okay, he's not, like, who the hell thinks he's going to Impact? Like, come on. Like, of all the places he could go, that's like bottom of the list, in my opinion. But, yeah, and the rumor is, I forgot to put this on my news here, but this is a big thing that just happened. WWE has switched their WrestleMania weekend lineup. It is no longer Hall of Fame on Friday, NXT Saturday. Now it's NXT Friday, Hall of Fame Saturday, which they haven't done that in years. Some people
I may go to both then.
Yeah,
unless the Hall of Fame is someone big.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because you've been to multiple Hall of Fame shows, and, I mean, it's cool to see these guys one last time, get it, whatever, but, I mean, if you've been to multiple... For me, it was great. I've never been to one. I had a lot of fun, but for somebody like you that's been to... I don't know how many you've been to. If I were you, I'd be like...
I think 5. Right?
Damn. Well, there you go. I'd be like, you know what? I'm good. I'll go to the MSG show. Some people are saying one of the reasons they're doing this is to prevent Chris Jericho from going to the MSG show, and they might induct him into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but what says he accepts?
Say what?
I'm just thinking, like, what says he accepts?
I mean, yeah. Well, because the thing is, yeah, because he's still, I mean, I don't know. He's got time to lose the IWGP Intercontinental title between now and then. Because if he goes into the Hall of Fame, everybody talks about there's a Legends contract that you're also required to sign going in, and that kind of, I would assume ties you down to a certain extent. If there's some place they consider competition, they can tell you, no, you're not allowed to wrestle for them. I would imagine. But I don't know if that's ever really been a problem until now. So we'll see. But yeah, so everybody keep your eyes out for anything happening with All Elite Wrestling, whether it's going to be a thing or if it's just, BS.
I mean, no matter what, it's smart to have it locked up for the future anyway, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would like to see
doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen.
I would like to see something happen. I saw one story and it just made me roll my eyes. They were like, WWE could have their biggest competition in 20 years. And I'm like, come on. Like,
New Japan can't do it, and they're going to.
Yeah, it's like, calm down. Well, the one difference I will say is New Japan is New Japan, and most of their top guys are Japanese guys, so I get why, they think, oh, well, that wouldn't translate as well to, an American audience, blah, blah, blah. But still, I don't know. I'm like, calm down. It's like, just, geez Louise, give it some time. Here's a unfortunate story. I guess Kairi Sane says she might have hand, foot, and mouth disease. Gross. And sucks for her. Have you ever seen that?
No.
You get like blisters around your mouth, on your hands, and on your feet. It's like a bacterial thing.
Was she in a nursing home or something? I heard that's where it's big at.
Usually, actually, it's most common in children under the age of 5. And so she made jokes about it because she's so tiny. So, I don't know. Hopefully she recovers quickly, but I guess she's been pulled off all shows because, she's carrying a freaking infection.
That's why she canceled our date.
Wow. Yeah. Here's one that broke your heart. Zelina Vega and Aleister Black are now married.
I can't catch her break.
That one came out of left field, man. Like,
I don't have a shot with her, and now I don't have a date with Kairi Sane. Man! Oh,
man. You're going to have to move on to Io Shirai. which, might I add, is no consolation prize. She is first place. It was announced the other day that Fort Hood, Texas will host Tribute to the Troops 2018 on Tuesday, December 4th. So anybody who gives a damn about that, I don't know about you, I haven't watched Tribute to the Troops the last, I don't know how many damn times they've done it.
I haven't either. It's just become a glorified house show.
Yeah. That's exactly
I liked it when it was actually out in Iraq and, in Afghanistan. But
yeah, that was fun, and it had a different look and a different feel to it and whatever. This one is, it's just on a military base. So, I don't know. It's cool that they're doing it. I don't care about it. NXT UK Takeover Blackpool is being held at the Empress Ballroom on Saturday, January 12th, 2019, and will air live on the WWE Network. I'm excited for that one. First ever NXT UK Takeover.
It's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. The top matches... wow. The top matches for New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 13 show at the Tokyo Dome will air on the same day tape delay on Access TV on January 4th. The rest of the Dome show will air with a 2-hour show on January 11th and the same time slot, and a 1-hour show on January 18th. New Year's Dash, the show that takes place on January 5th, will feature the angles that start the new year and will air on Access on January 25th and February 1st. Why are they showing it a month later?
Because they're stupid. It should be live right when it happens.
I know.
Access.
I mean, I get that live means middle of the night, but so what?
Hey, doesn't matter. Just air it.
That's what a DVR is for. And
UFC does it all the time when they're in Japan and China.
Yeah. So
and Russia.
Yeah. WWE did it when they were in Saudi Arabia. So who gives a damn? Oh, I'm sorry, the crown jewel.
Yeah, I don't say that.
Last couple things. These are actually shoot sports, bro. This one, did you see that the XFL revealed the team cities?
Yeah. None of them are San Francisco or Oakland. I was pretty ticked.
Yeah, they are St. Louis, Seattle, New York City, Washington, D.C., Dallas, Tampa Bay, Houston, and Los Angeles. Your favorite city.
I almost slit you, man.
I thought you loved SoCal. What the... Yeah, you know what? I just don't get you. But anyway, yeah, so any of you that care about the XFL, I did see on Twitter, Colt Cabana was saying on Twitter, he's like, F, Chicago doesn't get an XFL team. I'm like...
And yet St. Louis does...
I will say there was a market in St. Louis because they lost the Rams. I don't know how much of a market, but there's a market.
Oh, there's marks there.
Wow. The NFL, like, Ohio doesn't get any love? What the hell, man?
You got 2 pro sports teams.
Yeah, if you want to call them that. I'm looking, Texas gets 2 teams in Dallas and Houston. You get 1 with Los Angeles, and then Seattle gets 1. Of course, New York is getting 1. Of course, Tampa Bay is getting 1 because it's close to Orlando. Yeah, and then Washington, D.C., it's...
Why didn't Orlando just get 1?
I don't know. But I would assume because they're, overcrowded, and I don't know if do they have a football stadium already?
Yeah, the Citrus Bowl.
Well, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they wanted something bigger because, the XFL is going to sell out, bro. Every week, 100,000 fans.
And you did it for me.
LOL, WWE only drew 100,000 fans.
That's weak sauce, bro.
Last 2 stories, I guess. Nick Diaz reportedly is close to finalizing his UFC return.
Yeah, I was hoping that'd be at 133 because I'm planning on going to that.
Yeah, that ain't happening, bro. And then Anderson Silva versus Israel Adesanya.
I don't know his last name.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that guy is targeted for Australia's UFC 234.
If Silva wins, he gets the next title shot.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So that is the news, bro. Anything that I might have missed out on?
I don't think so. I didn't read a lot this week, so I was actually,
A lot of stuff came
surprised.
pouring in this week. I wanted us to, throw out there and to cover. But yeah, and like I said, we covered this week in wrestling history. If you guys liked it, give us some feedback. If you guys didn't like it, give us some feedback and let us know your opinion on some of them news stories, like the ones that we had some good discussion on, the All Elite Wrestling and whatnot, and the different signees to Ring of Honor, WWE. Do you give a damn? Do you want to see them? I assume Trevor Lee and ACH are going to make a pit stop in NXT and then go straight to 205. I don't even think that's a question for ACH. Trevor Lee, I don't know what the hell. I'm assuming 205.
I'm excited for ACH in 205.
Yeah, that'll be good.
I thought it should happen a while ago.
Yeah. I just have a feeling that him and Cedric Alexander are going to be like very similar with their styles,
Well, they were an old team.
Were they?
Yeah,
Huh, I forgot about that.
in Ring of Honor.
Hey, they can be a new cruiserweight team to compete with the Lucha House Party, bro.
Oh my God,
All right. Well, anyway, we're going to take a quick...
that abomination. All right.
I actually like Lucha House Party as a team. I think they're too comedy ha-ha, but like as a team, I like those three guys. I don't like the fact that they're jobbing out the Revival. That's a crime and a half, but I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah, but it is taking three of them to do it.
Which is stupid. Oh, we're going to let them switch out in mid-match. That's not how the rules work. And
It's the Lucha House Party rules.
And they're carrying around a damn pinata. Yeah, and I like how Renee Young is like she's losing all of her credibility. I realize she's saying what they tell her to say, which is bad because it's, killing her credibility. But, she's coming out there and only purists hate Lucha House Party rules. No, everybody hates Lucha House Party rules. They make no sense and they're stupid.
Well, I mean, these are new rules.
Yeah. That's whatever. And then how are they the baby faces? There are 3 on 2. Isn't that what heels do? New era, bro. New stupidity. Just like, this is like old school. We don't know who the hell the baby faces and heels are. Like, it's not that hard, people. It's really not that effing hard. Have you ever seen a movie or a television show or read a damn book? Like, good guys and bad guys should be right freaking there. But no, this is a different tangent I didn't want to get off into, but I got hot there for a second thinking about the Revival. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back from telling you about some other great podcasts here on the Drama City Productions Podcast Network, we will go into our subject at hand, bro. It took a while, but we're here. We're going to close out Russo, bro, in WCW. We'll be right back.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Hey, it's Chris from the StatCast. Join myself, Christian, and Missy as we bring you all the gaming news you need to know. With our penchant for sarcasm, we're throwing out all the social justice bullshit and are giving you 100% uncensored gaming news and opinion. So follow us down the rabbit hole that is our minds, and may God have mercy on your ears.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Small Town Mentality Podcast with your host, Ben. A podcast about nothing and everything. A podcast where we get together with friends, drink beer, and see where the conversation takes us. We don't edit. We don't care what people say. It's small town people with a small town mentality. It gets offensive at times, lots of swearing, and a whole lot of not caring. Available everywhere you get podcasts. You can find us on Twitter at STMPod, on Instagram at STMPodcast, and on Facebook at Small Town Mentality Pod. We'll see you there.
DramaCityProductions.com.
Hey folks, Brandon Fisher here, the host of Sack 'em Up Sundays, the newest comedy podcast to be put on the Drama City Productions network. Tune in each week as we get really stupid talking about things we know absolutely nothing about. From politics to true crime, movies, to hypothetical questions that go absolutely nowhere. Each episode is filled with at least an hour of hilarious and super offensive content. So join myself and my co-host Dipsy D each week as we get real, talking about absolutely nothing. You can find us at iTunes, Podbean, CastBox, and pretty much anywhere podcasts are available. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at EM_SAC to keep yourself updated on shows or to drop us ideas for things to talk about. We're always looking for things to discuss.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here on part 7 of Vinny Ruru in WCW, y'all. And we're closing it out finally. And we are starting off. If all of you want to follow along on the website I'm using is pwwew.net. Greg actually freaking watched this crap in long form, so everybody pray
Just
for him.
you.
Yeah. Send him your thoughts and prayers. I'm just following along here. We're going to start with September 18th, 2000, bro. It's the night after Fall Brawl.
Yeah.
You know where they're emanating from is Christian's hometown, or Edge and Christian's actual hometown of Kitchener, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, Lance Storm's major over.
No way. You take that back. I don't believe it. Sounds like bullcrap to me, bro.
Oh, man. Not a lot of crap on this one. The first match is a continuation of the match the night before. It was like an elimination match, and I guess Paul Orndorff, he might have legit got hurt because the whole match stopped. But it's Russo, so I don't know. But Paul Orndorff he came out to be a surprise partner, and because all the natural born thrillers turned on him, and he trained them all at the power plant.
Look,
anyways, the continuation of.
Oh, what? Sorry. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, not to cut you off, but it's one person I had no interest in seeing ever wrestle again in the year 2000 was probably Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. No offense, he was great back in the day, but this is 2000. What the hell?
Well, he apparently hurts himself delivering a pile driver, by the way.
God dang it. Point made.
So the match, I think it was Palumbo and Sanders against Tigress and Mysterio. And Tigress ends up eliminating both Palumbo and Sanders via roll-ups.
Wow. Yeah. So I guess he was below average, Mike Sanders. God dang.
Way to bury your young talent. Have a... Yeah, I don't just come off as sexist because it's not, but she's like a 90-pound woman, and both these guys are like a couple 100 pounds, and she rolls them up and wins.
Well, yeah, why not? And Sean Stasiak is still going with his Perfection gimmick.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
I don't know, because that's gold, man. Let's rip off Kurt Hennig. Just wholesale theme and all. I'm surprised he didn't come out in a singlet.
Yeah.
But then again, that would cover up the abs, bro.
It's true. We need to see those abs. Next note. More man-on-woman violence. Shane Douglas hits the franchiser on Paisley.
Why?
I mean, she comes out and gets involved in the match because he's facing Wee Wee.
Yeah.
And then,
I see. Was it an intergender tag match? Because here it's saying Douglas and Tori Wilson versus Kwee Wee and Paisley.
I think she got involved or something. It became a match or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, what a man. Shane Douglas hits his finisher on a woman who's not even a wrestler and pins her. Like, god dang. That's...
Yep. So, check this out, though. Look at this. This is money right here. All of a sudden, Disco's new gimmick is he's running around with a plastic duck.
What the F?
Yeah.
Is this the first show, by the way, he calls himself Disco with a Q?
Yes.
Okay. For all of you that don't remember the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a rap, well, he wasn't a rapper, I guess he was R&B guy, named Cisco. Came out with that song, The Thong Song, and literally nothing else. So yeah, that was that, and that's what he was ripping off, because they all got to be rip-offs of something. Nobody can just be themselves.
So he challenges the Cat to a match and says if he wins, then he gets to be commissioner for a day. If he loses, they can just strip Rey Mysterio and Juventud to the tag titles. Because that's logical.
Well, yeah. Good Lord. All right. Anything, what else terrible you got for me here?
So David Flair is nuts again. He's trying to figure out who the father of Stacy's baby is.
Oh,
so he's
man.
He's in his house, and Mike Tenay's interviewing him and stuff. And he brings up, he said he talked to Ric Flair. He goes, and I asked him flat out if he was the father, and he didn't, he kind of avoided the question. That tells me they really were going to go with Ric being the father. Remember that they said that?
Yeah.
So that's proof they were going with it.
Wow.
But then he's going paranoid, and every time he hears a noise, he thinks it's the father. So he attacks the mailman and puts him in the figure 4 on the front lawn.
Good Lord.
Oh, it was great.
David also suggested that his brother Reed could be the father, but Mike Tenay reminds him that Reed is 11 years old.
Yeah.
Man, if he was the father, like, both unlucky and luckiest 11-year-old ever.
That sounds like something Russo would do, too.
You ever see that Adam Sandler movie about where he's, like, having, like, as a kid, he sleeps with his teacher? There you go.
Oh, man. I can't unsee that movie.
I also see, by the way, that wasn't the stipulation if the Cat beat Disco, then he could strip the Filthy Animals of the titles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that the Cat beat Disco. What the hell?
This is the end of Disco in the Filthy Animals.
Oh, man.
End of an era, dude.
Oh, bro. Now he needs to go back to the Mama Lukes, or are they still a thing?
Not at the moment. Here's my favorite part, man. This is like, oh, man.
I'm rubbing my hands together in anticipation.
So Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes out, and he's Canadian now, and he shaved his beard, and he's cut his hair, and
wow.
Yeah.
He should have.
Now, there's anything wrong with being Canadian, because there's not. It's just he's like the greatest American in wrestling history, and all of a sudden now he's.
Well, Greg, we're over in the Canadian territory, so.
Well, yeah, I don't want no one to think I'm crapping on him or not. Just
we're over in Canada, bro.
They take a guy who's like is America in wrestling, besides Hulk Hogan, and they do that.
He should have came out and been like, "Ho, a."
And then the end of the show is Vince Russo wins his title shots the next week.
God dang. By the way, I see that Mike Awesome is now that 70s guy. Has he?
Yep.
Has he been?
That started the week before.
Okay.
Started the week before, yeah. We covered it on the last episode.
That's right. Vince Russo and Booker T and Sting defeat Scott Steiner and Jeff Jarrett. Was this a 3-on-2 handicap match or some crap?
Well, originally it was supposed to be Russo and Sting, and then he said he wasn't. Something like that, yeah. It ended up being whoever got the pinfall got the title shot, by the way. So, yeah.
He did that a lot. He did that in TNA, too. So I'm going through the archives of old TNA shows, and I'm finding out that they had a lot of those stipulations of, whoever gets the pinfall gets the belt. Like,
that's coming up.
That's a Russo special, bro.
It's coming up on his very last show, but don't get ahead of me.
On the opposite channel, by the way, this week in Raw, Undertaker and The Rock headlined in a non-title match. How could that be better than Vince Russo winning a title shot?
It's not.
Yeah. Man, and then next week, on September 25th, we get The Rock defending the WWF title against Chris Benoit. That's nowhere near as good as what we're going to see on Nitro.
Yeah, let's talk about this.
This, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to spend a little bit of time on this show because this is the show. The show.
And it's no coincidence that this is his second to last show.
I see the opening match. Stick ball bat versus kendo stick I quit match. What the F is that?
The clash of the Mamalukes who you just mentioned.
And I will also say, poor freaking Jeremy Borash, man. He will forever be seen here in this moment as Vince Russo's right-hand man.
Yeah, what's wrong with that, bro?
And here we go. This isn't gonna. I pre-read this, so it's not gonna ruin anything for those of you that don't know what's gonna happen. In the most anticipated Nitro of the year, pause for laughter. WCW creative brass Vince Russo stepped into the ring with the intention of realizing his childhood dream of holding the world title. Again, pause for laughter. Although the caged heat surrounded the ring, it didn't stop several competitors from getting involved in the melee. And in the end, the world was left with one burning question. Who was the WCW champion? We're going to find out.
Yeah. Well, there's some stuff.
This was in the Nassau Coliseum, by the way, where Evolution took place recently. God dang.
Well, guess what else was there that night? Howard Stern's Whack Pack.
Oh, F yeah.
Oh,
there's
man.
some fun going on with them at some point in this show. Not sure where it is, but we'll do it all in order here.
Yeah, let's yeah.
I see there's a tag team battle royal for the tag titles.
Yeah, but first I got to tell you that David Flair assaults a man who looked like the father at a phone booth, and he grabbed the address of who the father is, heads to the house. More on that later.
Yeah, I see. David Flair assaulted a man on the streets as he looked up the baby's father's address at a phone booth. Like, so he just insulted a random guy because he was standing in his way? Like what?
Yep. Yeah.
Where are the police? I mean,
no police, bro.
By the way, I gotta ask because it comes into play later. Spoilers, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Did he have his golden crowbar right in the scene or no?
He just had his crowbar, regular crowbar.
Okay, well, then I'm jumping ahead of myself. But still, like, how hard is it to say, hey, this guy with crazed big blue eyes and like spiky blonde hair carrying around an effing crowbar just assaulted me. Go find him. Like, how hard is that? And he's on national television.
Let's talk about the hardcore match, because this is something, man. This is
the hardcore handicap match.
It's that 70s guy, Mike Awesome, versus the Insane Clown Posse.
This is the match. I guarantee all of you, you've seen GIFs of this at the very least. There's one spot in particular.
Well, the match is like 2.5 minutes long, so it's the only thing.
Oh,
he
God.
goes to Awesome Bomb Shaggy 2 Dope, and he does it too hard, I guess, and he rolls off the bus.
He slides off the bus. He just,
and smacks the hell out of the floor.
Oh, yeah. I'll say that Mike Awesome grabbed at his foot trying to grab him before he slid off the damn bus.
Yeah.
They didn't think this one through at all. And yeah, Shaggy 2 Dope took a freaking header, man. Like, god dang. He was tough as nails for that one because he didn't die. I mean, I don't know how many brain cells he could have rattled, but
could have died and been gone forever, bro.
Oh man, no more ICP music, bro. No more Gathering of the Juggalos, and the prestigious JCW.
Shut up.
And was that the end of the match? Because it says Dope fell off the bus to the floor, where Awesome made the cover for the win.
Yep, that was it.
Wow, what the hell happened to? I guess Awesome sent Violent J through a table.
Yeah, it was real ugly too. It looked like more like Violent J just fell through the table.
Damn. These two got their asses beat by Mike. Like that 70s guy, the fat chick Thrilla in front of the Partridge bus. God.
Yep.
Just all of this. What is going on?
Next segment, we see David Flair driving into a restaurant. Turns out to be Chuck E. Cheese.
Yes.
He hops into the ball pit and says he's looking for the father at the bottom of the ball pit.
This is the one. This is the scene, I believe. He pulls the damn gold crowbar out the back of his car. Doesn't he pull up in like a Bentley or some crap? Like I
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice car. He pulls out a damn golden crowbar and goes into the Chuck E. Cheese, and he's looking for the father in the effing ball pit. This is the one where, if any of you listen to 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff, this is the one where they were doing a watch along, and Conrad said at this point in the show he texted David Flair and was like, "Hey, I just saw you go into a Chuck E. Cheese with a golden crowbar and jump into a ball pit," and he texted back, "It's too early in the morning for you to be texting me this stuff." Or no, he said, "Please don't text me this stuff this early in the morning. It's too early to commit suicide." So he remembers it as fondly as we do, Greg.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, how about this bikini competition? This was something. The judges are the Whack Pack, so it's Crackhead Bob, High Pitched Eric, Beetlejuice, Fred the Elephant Boy, and Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf.
Oh, F yeah. By the way, for the record, I know, shocker, but none of these guys knew what the hell they were doing, according to many who watched the show.
They just sat there and were looking at all the women's chests, dude. That's all they did.
Titties, bro. Can I say titties? I just, whatever.
It's, of course, it's just nothing but TNA.
Oh, yeah.
And how do you make this segment better? Well, you have Hacksaw Jim Duggan come out and yell at all the women, tell them to cover up.
Yeah. Major Guns was wearing a red, white, and blue bikini, which apparently that brought out.
He told her to put on the Canadian one. Yeah.
Eliminated her from the contest. Pamela Paulshock, who was wearing a fur coat, said it was getting hot as she removed the coat, revealing an amazing bikini. Although she stated that she wasn't in the competition, all of the Whack Pack voted for her, making her the winner. Leah Meow grabbed Pam by the hair, threatening to whip her. And then Medeja ran out, pulled Meow away, starting a brief catfight before security arrived. Man, that just seemed like a hot segment right there, man.
Oh, yeah, it kind of was, but...
Well, yeah. Golly. All right.
Yeah, the next couple of matches are really good. Scott Steiner and Goldberg was kind of like unsanctioned in the cage. It was pretty good. Honestly, Jeff Jarrett and John Erection was pretty good.
You said
it was. I mean,
I know.
It wasn't bad.
I just laughed. Yeah, I just laughed hearing you say that.
Here's a match I never thought I'd see. I forgot all about it, but Sting versus Lance Storm.
Yeah.
Hell good. Yeah.
Storm went down to Sting with a devastating Scorpion Death Drop.
Yep.
There you go. Sting gets the W.
Let's get to the main event because that's what,
Well, hold on here. We're missing something. In the ongoing search for the baby's father, continuing on, David Flair arrived at the doorstep of the man he was looking for. He walked into the house, storming through, asking the owner where, quote, he was hiding. David found out that it was actually the house next door that he was looking for. He gave the neighbor a message to give to the father. Why didn't he just go next door?
I don't know.
Who, why, oh, God. I know he's supposed to be crazy here, but what the F? Just walk 5 feet next door.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, whoa. I went to the Chuck E. Cheese. I beat up a dude on the street. I broke into this house, but going 10 feet next door, man, I'm just going to go home. Give him a message for me. And how does he know who the guy is? Nobody else knows.
Smooth gave him a videotape the week before.
Oh. Well, what the hell? But yes, the main event. It's what we all been waiting for. First, it's Vince Russo versus Booker T. Caged heat, bro. And Vince Russo is wearing New York Giants football gear, trying to pander to the crowd, even though he's a heel.
Well, he's in his hometown, though.
That doesn't matter.
It kind of does. Actually, there were a lot of pro-Russo signs in the crowd.
Why?
A lot. Because
New Yorkers hate their lives.
I guess so.
They hate their very existence.
Yeah, so a whole bunch of wrestlers gather around the ring and watch it, and he attacks Booker with a bat to start the match, and typical stuff. Booker comes back. It gets crazy. All of a sudden, there's like a whole bunch of stuff going on outside, and Lex Luger returns after being up for 9 months or something like that.
Wow.
Or 6 or 7 months, something like that. It's been a while.
Well, I was seeing here, he commandeers a ladder.
He tries to get out.
Yeah, he set it in the ring to climb towards the top. There's a roof on the cage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The wrestlers on the outside climb up to block him, and Sting came from the ceiling for extra backup. By the way, the funniest part of this is Mike Awesome was already on the top, realized, oh crap, I'm not supposed to be up here because Sting is coming down, and I'm kind of in his limelight, and he just slowly made his way back down the cage like nothing happened.
They must skip that because I didn't see it. So
yeah. But as you said, Booker removed Russo's helmet, exposing the head, and sustaining numerous concussions over the last few months, according to him. T continued the onslaught, throwing the boss into the cage hard. Giggity. Then Lex Luger arrived, sliding a lead pipe into the cage to Russo, because why not? After Mickey J was blasted with the pipe, why didn't he hit the ref of all people with the pipe?
Because
other officials and EMTs entered the cage to help. Russo attacked them as well. Stop me if I'm missing anything here, by the way. Russo attacked them as well, but one of the EMTs revealed himself to be Ric Flair. Swerve, bro! The Nature Boy jumped Vince and slapped him in a figure 4. The natural born...
Yeah.
Just... God dang.
The figure 4 was on for 2 seconds, and he rolled over by accident, which was supposed to reverse the pain, right? But then he lets it go, and natural born thrillers get in, and there's another brawl. Booker's about to go out, and Goldberg comes in, looks like it. I'm thinking at the time, I'm saying, oh God, here comes another heel turn. But no, he doesn't. He gets in there and it's getting ready. Booker's getting ready to leave, and Scott's there stops him, and then Goldberg spears Russo through the cage, and Russo wins the world title.
And you could feel the title die right there. So Ric Flair, Sting, Lex Luger, Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, David Arquette, and Vince Russo. They can all be talked about in the same breath.
Yep.
And have you ever seen that thing from Family Guy where Peter's like, okay, and then he snaps his own neck?
Yeah.
What it reminds me of.
I've seen that GIF everywhere.
Yep. There you go. Mother of God. Well, I mean, that clearly blew away. I mean, I don't have the ratings right in front of me, but that clearly blew away The Rock defending the WWF title against Chris Benoit. I mean, how could it compete?
Well, it can't.
Exactly.
Russo win the cage and win the title in caged heat. Come on, dude.
I get it that they overbooked the hell out of it because, has to have a reason why Russo won. But they had like half the damn roster out there.
Yeah, it's nothing new.
Like, holy crap. And the thing was, it just keeps blowing my mind that you can look at this and Dixie Carter can go back and look at all this stuff and go, I want this guy writing for my company. And he brought the same philosophies to Impact. Which is why...
And not only that, she kept him around for like a decade.
To the point of where she got kicked off of, they kicked her off of Spike TV, and then they kicked him off of Destination America after they told her, quit hiring that asshole.
Oh, man.
I'm going to have to bleep that out for all of you, so if you hear, it's like half a word, I bleeped it out. So, yeah, I said a-hole. So this is the next this is the last Nitro. So he just won the world title, and then he only has one more show left before he takes his ball and goes home.
Yep. Now,
were you at the show?
I was. Yeah.
Oh God!
And I forgot all about it until I watched it.
It was like a traumatic experience you just block from your mind. Takes years of therapy to bring it back out.
I forgot, and then I didn't realize until this. I was at Vince Russo's last WCW show.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a thing to put out there. You've been to I don't know how many WrestleManias and takeovers and all these other great events in the past, and you've seen all these big things. But you were at Vince Russo's last Nitro in the Cow Palace. You saw, Eddie Guerrero defeating Brock Lesnar just can't quite live up to this.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, on Raw, Triple H versus Kurt Angle was the main event. But I guarantee it's not as good as whatever the hell is going to be here.
Oh, just wait. The first note I have, dude, check this out, dude. You ready for this?
Yep.
A duck on a ladder match.
Yep, I saw that, and I wanted to pull my effing hair out. What the hell?
The Boogie Nights versus Conan and Rey Mysterio.
Who the hell are the Boogie Nights?
That's Alex Wright and Disco. Alex Wright's back and Berlin's gone. Yeah.
So is he still in skinhead mode, or what's going on with him?
Yes, it looked really weird. Yeah, he was.
Das Wonder Nazi.
Yeah. Oh man, that was rough to watch.
Yeah, I bet.
Next note, Mike Sanders and Kevin Nash together beat primetime Elite Skipper for the Cruiserweight title. And we were just talking about that. Winner gets the title.
I also see that, David Flair was with a hooded man claiming that he was going to tell the world later tonight.
Yep. We'll get to that.
Something's coming. WCW Hardcore title match. Reno defeats Sergeant AWOL.
Yeah. That was an amazing match.
Oh, I bet anything involving Reno. Where is he now, Greg?
Actually, AWOL beats him, but then he has to give it back to Reno because DeVito got involved. And, there's no disqualifications, but yeah.
Well, right now, with Vince Russo holding on to the WCW World title, that means about as much as the Hardcore title.
Yep.
By the way, I gotta ask, you're still keeping count, right? What is this, number 12 title switch?
Oh, the Russo one, it'll be 13, I think, at the end of this night.
Oh, lucky number 13.
Yeah.
Number one contenders match. I see Jeff Jarrett and Booker T versus Scott Steiner and Sting. Hey, God, what the?
Yeah.
That cruiserweight title match. I'm seeing it now. A handicap powerbomb match. What the F is that?
Oh man, yeah. So they wanted to get the title away from Skipper because they were pissed at Team Canada. Oh man, but yeah, it was a powerbomb match, but he powerbombed Skipper, and then above average Mike Sanders covered him for the title.
I always like the above average. Like, he's not like bragging. He's just like, look, I'm better than average. Okay, I'm not great, just above average. Just right there.
One thing I might have forgot to mention, by the way, Goldberg's doing a streak again. So if he loses at all and doesn't reach 176-0, he gets fired forever.
Go on forever, bro.
Yeah. So yeah.
Hooray.
So he takes on the Harris brothers in a handicap match. He beats one of them, and then he turns to the other one and beats him too and pins him again. So he gets 2 wins in the one match.
Yeah, because that's how handicap matches work.
Oh, once again, the one wins. Not once, but twice.
Every single effing time.
Yep.
Oh, and then
they announced later on the upcoming title match is going to be a 49ers match.
Yes. And by the way, it has nothing to do with the team of which, they're right down the road from their arena. No, it has to do with, gold mining and whatnot. Everything has to be a stupid stipulation, bro.
It gets really better. Wait till we get into that match.
Well, and that plays into, for all of you want to head over to our YouTube channel, we got, if it's not posted already, it will be by the end of the week, the top 10 worst gimmick match types of all time. So it plays in there. But, yeah. Do you have any notes on the David Flair thing here? Because I haven't quite read the rundown yet.
He brings the masked man out to the ring, handcuffs him, and starts kicking and slapping him and stuff. And he says he's going to pull his mask off and show the world who it is. And the mask guy begs him to unhandcuff him, and then he'll pull the mask off himself. And David does and turns around, and then for some reason he turns around and the crowd starts yelling at him, and then the guy pulls off his mask, and it's Buff Bagwell.
Wow.
And he hits a blockbuster on him and leaves.
Okay. Well, I have a couple questions with this one. One, how was David Flair ever able to overpower Buff Bagwell?
I don't know.
Like, did he use ether?
He was setting him up, I guess. No, he was alive. I mean, he was conscious the whole time.
Yeah, but
dragging him around.
I don't know. I'm just like, did he trank him? I don't know. And the second thing about this is, did Stacy pay him, or like, how does that work?
I don't know.
For all of you that don't know, Buff Bagwell is a male escort in real life. This is real.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on there because I haven't got that far yet.
Well, Buff, who is, might I add, the stuff, just ended up just hitting the Blockbuster, leaving the Cow Palace, gone forever, bro.
Yeah. Let's talk about the main event.
Do we have to?
Yes, dude. It's a 49ers match. There's 4 poles, bro.
That makes it
and there's something hanging from every.
good.
There's a box hanging from every pole.
Well, it's almost like he was like at this point, like Russo knew the joke and he was playing into it more.
Well, it gets really good.
Oh, I bet it effing does. By the way, you know what we forgot to cover on the last... Was it the last one or this show where Beetlejuice takes out guitar to the face?
Yeah, it was the last one.
Yeah, we forgot to cover that part. Jeff,
I thought we were talking about the bad stuff. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that was great TV. For those of you that don't know, Jeff Jarrett's walking down the hallway, encounters Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice starts mouthing off to him. He goes to walk away.
He calls him slap nuts.
Yeah. Jeff Jarrett and him go to part ways. Jeff turns around. Bam! Elka bongs him.
Yeah. He gets his revenge here in a second. Don't get ahead, though. All right. So 4 poles, 4 boxes.
Please tell me he's in one of the boxes.
No. But,
that would have been great.
No, but you're close. So the first box gets opened up. And it's a blow-up sex doll in the box.
Vince Russo's humor is worse than Vince McMahon. That was another thing he brought to TNA.
A freaking sex doll in the box, dude.
He needed to go right for DDT in Japan. God.
Oh, man.
Hilarious, bro. Sex doll.
And the mouth had a big gap on it. Anyways, we're moving along.
Of course. Why wouldn't it?
It really did. The second box was open, and it was revealed to be a picture of Scott Hall.
What?
Yeah, because...
Okay. Got to get exposure for him somehow, bro.
Third box is open, and it's the coal miner's glove.
Yes. The dreaded coal miner's glove, bro.
Oh, man.
We cover a coal miner's glove. We actually have a watch-along with a coal miner's glove match from Halloween Havoc. I want to say 92. Am I in the right ballpark?
Yeah, I think it is 92, yeah.
Yeah.
But before you listen to it, I should warn you, don't listen to it.
Whoa, no. Go to our YouTube now, search for Podcast Wrestling Society if you're not already subscribed, and I don't know why you're not. And look it up. It's in the archives. Go check it out now. It's Sting and Jake the Snake Roberts.
I just want credit for trying to shield you all from that, but okay.
We make it hilarious. It's Sting from, and no, not the guy from the Police, versus Jacob the Snake Roberts. So go.
Yeah.
And it does, in fact, involve a snake besides that coal miner's glove.
The coal miner's glove, I think, actually might, kind of help save. Yeah. You'll see it.
Yeah. Just go watch it.
So, Jeff Jarrett's climbing up to get the 4th box. All of a sudden, Beetlejuice makes an appearance.
Did they say his name 3 times?
Maybe. They were yelling it, though.
That's why he appeared.
He gets up on the ring apron, and he punches Jeff Jarrett right in the nuts. Well, he does it in a way I'm trying to kind of picture it for you. Like Jarrett's climbing the rope, and Beetlejuice gets up and puts his fist up between Jarrett's legs, and kind of holds his fist there for an unusual amount of time, and then pulls it back down again.
Got a cop a feel,
bro. And does it again.
Oh. I hope Jeff was wearing a cup.
Oh, man. And then Booker grabs the last box. He opens the box. The belt falls to the floor of the ring, and David Penzer has to hand Booker T the title.
Oh, yeah. Got to help him out, bro.
He wins, and then Scott Steiner comes in, and attacks with a pipe, and then puts the Steiner recliner on Beetlejuice to end the show.
Oh my gosh. You just overbooked the hell out of this stupid ass stipulation to begin with.
Oh man.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I don't even.
That was Russo's last thing in WCW was the 49ers match.
That's what, he deserved to go out on. Next week, by the way, they're in Brisbane, Australia, which
for 2 weeks.
That's crazy. I didn't know they went there. So not only did we have to suffer with this crap, they subjected the Australian audience to it as well.
Yeah, they ticked them off. Well,
I'm not going to go through this show because, it's not important. Russo's not on it. But I will say the one great thing, two great things I'm seeing here. David Flair arrives to the arena in a Bloodmobile. Why, I don't know. And because everybody's got to have a vehicle. And there is a Tigress versus Tori Wilson in a down underwear match.
Yeah. I find it hard to believe Russo's not running that.
Yeah. And then this website goes hella, I don't know if it's racist or whatever the hell, says in the land of kangaroos and koala bears. Like, it is kind of, but that sounds wrong.
Man.
Nobody cares, bro. They're not American.
So, yeah. And that's the story of how WCW died.
You just put it so matter-of-factly. Oh, and you want to know, we're not going to go all the way to this because, it's at the end of October, but they had the pay-per-view that month was Halloween Havoc 2000. The main event only lasted for less than 4 effing minutes. I'm just going to say that. You haven't seen it yet, have you?
No. So, I mean, I probably have, but I forgot. So,
well, I'm not going to ruin it, but everybody needs to go watch this. Lasts less than 4 minutes. It's the main event of the pay-per-view, and I don't know why the hell this would be. And just straight,
And Halloween Havoc's one of the bigger pay-per-views for them, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm seeing just some great, quote-unquote, great stuff. For the record, the title match doesn't close the show, because why the hell would it?
Yeah, right.
I don't think the world title match closed a show for WCW for like the last year of their existence. Maybe, a couple times.
I want to say it was the first match on the last Nitro, I think.
Was it the first match, or was it midway through?
I think it was the first match, I thought.
Yeah, on that last Nitro, for all of you out there that don't remember, Bam Bam Bigelow took on Sean Stasiak in a match where the loser had to be tattooed. That was a thing. It happened.
If I remember correctly, if Bigelow won, Stacy Keibler had to get tattooed.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, Bigelow won. Stacy didn't get tattooed. So, stipulation was meaningless. Again, for all of you out there that care, the Halloween Havoc show did a 0.15 buy rate. 70,000 people ordered this thing. And then we see a major drop-off for Mayhem, only 55,000. And Starrcade, their Wrestlemania, 50,000 buys. That's it.
And Hogan and Sting drew 500,000.
Yeah. 50,000 buys. They did a 0.11 buy rate. For those of you out there that don't know, that's not good.
Bad.
And then the next month, the first pay-per-view of the year was Sin, which we have covered was a sin. And they did 80,000 buys. So what the... Oh, I don't want Starrcade, but Sin, by God, ordering that piece of crap.
Oh, man.
What the hell is wrong with people? Just what the hell is wrong with people?
I can't help it.
I don't know what's going on anymore, Greg. I'm confused. All right, well, that wraps this up. It's been a long journey. 7 shows of this, ladies and gents. We started in episode 10. We spread it out along 10 episodes, stopping for other subjects here and there. But we have finished it. It was a long, hard, difficult haul. But, congratulations to all of you. You made it, for whatever that's worth. Thank you all for listening to all of this, and thank you, Greg, for putting yourself through the pain of watching all of this and taking notes.
Yeah, I can't unsee any of that.
Why would you want to?
And I just want to say before we go, Vince Russo, you can go to hell.
Straight to hell. For all of you that want to know our next subject that Greg and I are going to torture ourselves with for your enjoyment, we are going over 1995, a year in wrestling pay-per-view review. We're going to do it chronologically. We're covering the pay-per-views of that year from WWF, WCW, and ECW. I believe ECW only had 2 shows that year, maybe 3. I don't think they had any, actually. No, they did. Because I was looking.
No pay-per-views.
I was looking on the network. They.
I thought Barely Legal was in 1997.
I'm not sure what they had. In 1995, they had a couple things that were on the network as far as like their quote-unquote pay-per-views. There was... I'd have to go back and look at when... I think they had Hardcore Heaven 95 and Heatwave, WrestlePalooza, perhaps. November.
Those weren't really pay-per-views, though. Those are just shows, but they were shows with taglines, kind of like what Impact does now.
Okay, well, they had a few on the network, that's all I know, and they classified them as pay-per-views. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But we'll at least cover WWF and WCW. Did you know there was a December to Dismember in 95?
I did, yeah.
Golly, that's, I'm getting bad flashbacks, I'm sorry. But...
Again, in the archives.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, so this was fun. Watch out for 95, I believe. When is TLC, Greg? This weekend?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
No. Yeah.
Okay, so...
The 16th.
So you and I are gonna start this next week then. Goody.
Yep.
Well, everybody plug yourselves in for that. Watch your butts. And then Kyle and I will be coming at you the next week with our TLC pay-per-view review, and hopefully we can get some insight from you, Greg, on what happened at the show.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Hopefully. Thanks for joining me today, Greg.
Of course.
And we'll come at you later.
Later.
This has been a Drama City production.